This production is part of the GameFire Network. Netcast for gamers, by gamers. Welcome to GameFire. Yes, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of Tales of Heroes here on the GameFire Network, www.gamefire.com. I am your host, Bridger, and joining me today is not only Vittensby, but also Ahenian, as well as a guest co-host today for this match. Vittensby, why don't you tell us about this one? Sepha versus who?
Napysik. Apparently he's a top 20 player. He's played quite a few games, so I know he's definitely got the experience to match up against the Sepha the Great, shall we say. I've heard it's infantry versus defense, and there's more medic bunkers. There's enough medic bunkers to make your eyes bleed in this game, from what I've heard. So, yes, you heard me right. Medic bunkers, not medics or anything like that. I've heard there's something about, a half dozen or so, Ahenian?
Yikes.
So.
Plenty.
All right.
Plenty.
Well, we will find out how things go. I'm going to be watching from Sepha's point of view here, and the other guy, I assume both of you guys are going to be watching from the Axis point of view?
Yep.
Okay.
I might be jumping around it somewhere.
Well, that's tough because doesn't it freeze up on you for like 2 seconds and we get desynced?
I got a good computer.
Oh, okay. He doesn't even get desynced. Well, la-dee-da for you, Mr. Ahenian. Let's get it started. At 5-second mark, we're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unpause, okay? Quick overview of Angoville. Of course, most of you know exactly what I'm talking about, but open map on the left-hand side for the most part. Very open fields, good for the allies most of the time. We get rifle spam, happens there a lot. You got victory point, only one victory point on the left. And on the right-hand side of the map, you see hedgerows and you see buildings, much more favorable to the Axis locking down choke point sector system, usually with MGs and such. So we've got 2 victory points on the right, which can be captured, and of course the strategic points in the middle that are very important to cap early in the game and try and hold on to them for the entire game because they connect your HQ to the rest of the map. Let's see how things go. It looks like Sepha's a little confused early in the game, but what he wants to do with that first engineer squad. And in fact, we only have the 1 engineer squad. It's the 1 engineer start and 2 Pio start going down there on the Axis side. Now, we've been mentioning for a while now that it's become more popular to do a 1 Pioneer or a 1 engineer start. What's your typical strategy, Ahenian?
Say again?
What's your typical strategy? You go 1 engineer start or 2 engineer start, or 1 Pio start or 2 Pio start?
I'm a big fan of the 2 Pio start because I like having pioneers around. They're useful in all kinds of ways, and me personally, when I like using mines throughout most of my games. So having another pioneer to put a mine in the right spot at the right time can do wonders and even give you the game.
That's definitely true. All right, we'll see how things play out. We've got Volks versus Riflemen early in the game. Now, it's standardly considered that Riflemen have, at least in the past, had the advantage over Volks. Do you think that dynamic has changed? I've heard some people say the dynamic has changed because of sandbags that Volks build, and very good players will use Volks in such a way that they can counter Riflemen early in the game. What do you think, Vittensby?
I think that based on a couple games I've played recently, that 3 Volk squads against 3 rifle squads is pretty tough. And but I would say 1-on-1, definitely the rifles still, for the most part, have the advantage depending on the situation when they come together. But definitely the numbers goes to the Volks once you get, I would say, up around 3 squads against 3 squads. What do you think, Ian?
Well, neither of the Volk or the rifle is ever gonna have the total overhand over another. So if you have 3 squads against 3 squads, you can expect both players to lose a lot of soldiers, and it's quite balanced actually, in my opinion. You lose about as much as you kill.
All right. Well, very interesting tactic so far. Sepha's opponent, I'm never going to remember how to say this. Napysik, is that right?
Sure.
Okay. Napysik, who is also another top player, by the way. Is that a Smurf name, or is that the regular name? I'm not familiar
No,
with
that's his regular name.
Okay.
He's got about 400 games under that account. I'm not sure why Sepha was hiding that rifle squad over in the brush on the left.
I saw that.
Kind of interesting. I think he was trying to flank an MG that just wasn't coming in that direction.
Yeah.
Or not that far quite yet. And looks like early suppression.
There's the machine
on the
gun.
rifleman.
Wow.
And that rifle squad's getting owned.
Wow, it sure was. But you don't want to get close range with a single rifle squad that's going to be attacked by 2 Pioneers and 2 Volk squads, especially when they're in cover. That was just, he was just asking to be chewed up there. That was like at least a triple teaming right there in terms of numbers, it seems. So, on the left side, it looks like the Axis have had a major victory here, forcing their opponent to retreat and everything, but the Allies still seem to hold most of the map, probably due to the fact that the Axis player kept his Volk sort of sitting there in cover waiting for the enemy to come upon him, and actually it worked out pretty well. He didn't get super map control, but he did manage to do a lot of damage early in the game.
Yeah, my opinion was that he was maybe a bit intimidated by Sepha and his reputation, so he was holding back, not being too aggressive, and luckily for him, this game, at this part of the game, it played into his hands.
Yep, and we got the very typical, well, not so typical in the old days, but very typical now Volks wiring off the center point of the center hedge of Angoville. It used to be the Pioneers back in the day.
Yeah.
Also, we got a Campcraft up.
Oh, we do have a Compcraft up. That's very early in the game to see a Compcraft up. Now, what advantage does the barbed wire give to the Axis player? Because right now, the Allied player is in a winning position. He's holding the victory points that are starting to count down the enemy already. So, preventing his own troops from crossing over to the right is giving himself a disadvantage, isn't it?
It's allowing him to hold his side a little bit better at this point. I don't think he's quite ready to cross over fully. We do have a medic bunker upgraded on the left. This game looks a lot like the one I played yesterday, actually, the same exact positioning. I always thought that medic bunker shouldn't be placed right next to the VP. That should be just a little bit behind it, but angled slightly differently so it covers the fuel and the DP. So that's really what you're trying to kind of protect there, not necessarily the entire approach, because they can sneak right behind it and take the VP, but maybe that's just me.
Well, if it's a medic bunker, you know, it
There's
doesn't
also an
matter,
interesting
right?
decision here by Napysik was getting a sniper already right now.
Wow, yep, I see
You
it.
can see him in the base there picking up some rifles.
That's actually not a very bad place to have him picking off rifles either, because he's protected by the machine gun emplacements. And there was this lonely straggler of the Allied squad that just barely made it into the machine gun's line of fire, and he's like, wait, I see one. There he is. Okay, got him. So now let's take a look at the main map here. Allies are being cut off here in two sectors. They lost both those sectors. We have a machine gun in that main building there that was moved a while back. Sniper's still doing some damage here. They can't seem to shake that guy. He's so far done a lot of damage, and Pioneers taking a pounding, but we might have our first Grenadier squad here in a second. I saw a medic run over and grab the body of a Pioneer. Now we got another one being picked up. So we've got at least half on the way to this medic bunker, but it's being fried by engineers at the same time.
Yep, and each player is equally cut off from the resources.
Oh, yeah?
The only thing that they're actually now Sepha has a slight advantage. Additionally, something to note is that he got a really early weapon support center and got out a mortar. We'll see if that pays off for him. It looks like that medic bunker is probably going to go down unless the Axis player can rally right now and deal with that flamer over there.
What happened to his sniper? Did he have to retreat it at some point, or did we lose it?
He retreated earlier, so it isn't in position.
Oh, I see it. There it is. It's with the Pioneers, so I didn't see it. Oh, man, the sniper might help out. Are they going to get it? He's running. He might go all... Yes, he did make it all the way. Field goal, touchdown, whatever you want to call it. Meanwhile, the medic bunker is toast. I was hoping to see maybe the medics. Meanwhile, the medics are on fire, but they're dragging back corpses, and then a grenadier squad pops up to defend the medic bunker. That would have been really cool. But wow,
Yeah.
Mortar's putting a number on the Axis player. He had a major retreat there. Pioneers and Volks getting forced back. Sepha seems to go ahead.
I'm just really surprised he got Napysik got a sniper so early. What do you think about that, Ian?
I find it rather curious why he got one. Well, I personally think that a sniper that's well used and survives, say, the first 20 minutes and you make it early will pay off very well if used properly. Right now, Napysik is using his sniper very, very good. He's done a big number on Sepha's rifles. He at least killed 10 rifles. That's over half of his own manpower cost. So if he can keep that sniper alive and kicking, he will do a lot of damage. Certainly.
And right now, we've got 3 victory points in Sepha's side, so those are going to be ticking down very quickly. Basically, 3 points subtracted about every 3 or 4 seconds here. So that is hugely, like, the Axis player has to get one of those back in order to ensure that he's not kicked out of this game, like, I don't know, 10 minutes from now or less. And it looks like he's going to be able to do it.
We do have Defense Doctrine already being chosen, and I would really like to see some good early for the fatherland usage. I mean, now that Sepha has BARs and definitely had that 16 munitions secured for quite a while, whereas the Axis player didn't. It's going to be pretty key, I think, for an early for the fatherland, unless he's saving up his munitions for another medic bunker, right, Ian? I think we're going to see quite a bit of those in this game.
Yeah, there's the other medic bunker being built right now, or at least a bunker.
This man cares about his soldiers at least when he has medics.
Yeah.
Medics all over the place.
I don't care. I'll charge Volks in there. I'll get grenadiers back. It's a good investment, really. Now this mortar has, there it goes, another one bites the dust. That mortar's been used also very effectively, and most of the time has been, you know, pretty well out of cover, or out of the line of sight of the battle, but now he's in trouble. He's got 2 Volk squads, 1 full strength, 1 half strength, about to chew it up real bad. He's not paying attention.
Yeah. We had the
Up
first
until this point,
BAR suppression on the Volks on the left, but that was, I think, just trying to buy time for reinforcements to arrive. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that well, unless if he doesn't retreat that mortar, it's going to pretty much be dead, and it's probably going to go down.
It's going to be roasted.
Yeah, sniper, and it's gone.
A lot of free XP right there, just sticking those guys.
Jeep was chasing down the sniper on the left, but kind of got scared off. It's just at pretty low health.
So where's the sniper? Is he still hiding over here somewhere? Or is he getting retreated?
He's,
there he is,
hiding.
okay.
And if Sepha's not careful, or if actually both of them aren't careful, we got a little sniper war going on right now, but certainly Sepha is not going to be able to support that sniper right now, so he should pull back.
Yep, that's what he's doing. Very smart play there.
He's being, Sepha's being pretty aggressive on the left-hand side. What was it, last week we saw Microza just say, hey, I'm not going to fight you on the left, and just OP his fuel and tech.
Yeah.
That's one way of doing it, or you can do it this way, which was kind of what I was alluding to in last week, that it's just kind of suicide charge after suicide charge, and what are you really trying to gain? 1 VP, maybe stop your opponent from getting a couple 16 points. This is a very similar position. One of the games that I posted yesterday, which some bloke just shoutcasted, which if you listen to the audio show, he did a nice little TOH intro, which I thought was pretty cool. I know both of you guys heard it. What did you think of that? Since the Henian wasn't on the audio show, maybe we can repeat what we said there.
Well, I thought it was pretty cool. He basically took it was another mashup similar to the one we did last week, where they took a bunch of the clips mostly from the video, including, of course, the famous barbed wire exploit. But let's take a look at what's going on here. Axis player is absolutely surrounded. Double veterancy, by the way, though. But Machine Gun takes a final shot and gets destroyed by a sniper, guarded by a Jeep.
It's still back. It's backed by the tree, and Sepha is
got him.
Counter
sniped. There it is. Uh-oh, Firestorm being brought down on top of its own troops.
It's a howitzer.
Oh, it might be a howitzer.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm on the Allied side. It's definitely a howitzer. That's right. We got defensive. Haha. Smart me. Let's see. Definitely got out of there in time, so it seems like a big waste of munitions, especially since he was already winning the battle. Maybe he wasn't. He's got, you know, not many left in those rifle squads, so I guess it was needed.
And what is this? Another medic bunker?
Yeah, he's targeting the medic. He's trying to take it down. There it is. Got it. Any second now. There you go. Why does the medic have more health than a frickin' sniper? I don't know. Seems like it anyway.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of health.
So does the medic go and pick up the other medic body? Like, if you kill medics, do new medics spawn to pick up the medic's body?
Probably
That would be pretty
not.
bad.
But, go ahead, Ian.
I would say it doesn't, due to balance issues. That's totally free manpower if you kill one of them and the other guy picks him up and throws him in back.
Yeah.
Although
Another one respawns out of nowhere.
Although I do think you can pick up the bodies of the pioneers from the repair stations, to be honest. I think me and Aniketas were fooling around with that yesterday. But when we were doing the D-Day mod, actually, Annie's made a mod where, let's just say riflemen are 12 squads and cost 210 manpower, and he's been fooling around with this huge, like, Axis uber elite troops versus riflemen versus allies, like incredible, crazy, like 10 times the amount of spam they are now. So maybe he'll release that sometime soon. We were playing it on the D-Day map, and apparently the medic bunker can pick up, the medics can pick up the repair guys' bodies. So that might be something to fool around with. But me and Heaney were talking about this because we had heard about there being like multiple medic bunkers in this game, and I think the conclusion we came to was that medics don't necessarily have to return to the same medic station that they came from, I believe, so that they can return the bodies to the closer medic station.
Oh, interesting.
And that was why he's building multiple ones. But, I mean, yeah, getting two that close together, I don't know, maybe one on the right, one on the left.
He's getting another one on the right, at least another bunker. That's not a bad position for a bunker, though. If he puts a machine gun in that, it'd be able to give him cover on that victory point. And now he's in a position to take this victory point. And he really should take it, because he's only got his opponent down. Sepha's only down 2 tickets. 2 VPs, 2 victory points early in the game here. 498 to 275, and the tickets are still ticking down in his direction.
It's a great position when you're fighting that building on Angoville to be on the bottom left-hand corner of it, because there's only 2 windows as opposed to the other side where there's 4. Always got to take into consideration, I see a lot of players play and they'll attack from the side where there's 4 windows. You got to pay attention to those windows because, you know, 4 versus 2, and that's twice as much damage that you're taking.
Yeah, the windows are extremely important to remember.
This is pretty epic infantry, though. 1 grenade in here would take out all of these guys. Sepha's probably kicking himself for going bars or for going anything other than grenades right now. Look at this. Look at how many guys are packed into this little tiny spot. Now they're moving, but Jesus. And riflemen just getting roasted alive inside of that stone building, which is somehow caught on fire. That's awesome.
And we just got the first Grenadiers squad on the field. I'm just surprised that he felt that it was necessary to get 3 medic bunkers. I mean, you know, like that's kind of odd. That's kind of Kodachrome style, just kind of messing around, seeing what works. But what do you make of the 3rd medic bunker, soon to be 4, 5, 6, and 7th medic bunker?
Well, I think it's not a bad idea though, actually, because it's defensive. He can reinforce from every single one of these bunkers.
Oh yeah.
And that gives a lot of staying power. Instead of needing to retreat all the time, you can reinforce in the field. Your troops are back in the front almost instantly.
Now this is really
bad.
bad.
They might not even need to retreat at all.
This is really bad because now we got a crocodile on the field. What the hell does he have to combat a crocodile with unless he has enough munitions for like 30 Panzerfaust or something? I don't know what the hell he can possibly do at this point. He has Grenadiers now, but they do not have any Panzerschrecks as far as I can tell yet.
Yeah, he's gonna have to back off, take it slow, get some Panzerschrecks, maybe go to tier 2.
Yeah, he's got no tiers.
Gun.
This is interesting.
But about going back to the medic bunker for a second, I was just curious as to why 3 medic bunkers rather than getting a different upgrade for, say, like an MG upgrade on it. I just find it really interesting. I mean, he's got one in the center, one on the left, one on the right. Logically, it makes sense, but does it really serve a purpose is what I'm guessing. But I guess this replay will answer that question for us, other than the reinforcement thing with defensive.
And even though the
one
Croc
thing I'm
is
curious
out
about
there,
medic
go ahead.
bunkers is, I'm curious how do they really count the dead bodies? Do all these medic bunkers have the same pool that they collect in? For
I think
example,
so.
Say if 2 bodies at the left, 2 bodies at the right, and you get the squad out of the bunker that threw in the last body or so. I don't know how this works really. I'm quite curious how this medic bunker thing works, because I was under the impression at one point that every single medic has his own pool, and once that same medic gets like 4 corpses, he'll spawn a squad. This was my theory for like some time ago, because I remember seeing 2 grenadier squads spawning out of a bunker inside 5 seconds of each other, and that was only 1 bunker in the field. I don't know what you guys think about that.
No, I agree. That's exactly how it works. We were talking about that a while back.
Oh
but
my
it looks
God! Like four Volk Squad guys just committed suicide against that Croc. I'm sorry, man. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, well...
It looks really weird, because all the medic bunkers, when I was looking at them, maybe it's a bug, but when I was looking at them, they always had the same amount filled up. Like, it would have 3/4 or half or 1/4. So I thought that they were all linked together.
What's our target? We got 88. Mwah.
Yeah, that was important.
And the Croc just got level 2 vet, and it's probably going to get...
Yeah, very nice job building that 88. That's very good placement. It can shoot all the way down the road, protects the entire right flank, and protects your base from a base rush from the Croc, and allows your guys to be safe while they're building Panzerschrecks. That was like the only possible counter he had at that tier, and I think he was very lucky that he got down to those CPs when the Croc came out.
Yeah, there's only one reason to build an 88 in your base, and that's the "oh shit, I'm screwed" button right there.
Well, it can still shoot onto the left here and put some pressure on those points, but again, the Axis player is in huge trouble with victory points right now. Despite the fact that he's been winning a lot of these key battles, he hasn't been able to take the territory necessary.
I'm not sure. Is that the same sniper?
It might be. I haven't seen it die.
It's the same sniper. He hasn't died yet.
Yeah,
I should name him something.
What do you want to name him, Heaney? You're good with that.
Let me think. He can be Hans.
Hans and Klaus.
Yes.
Nice.
We only need Klaus now.
Okay.
Maybe
Wow!
We'll see a Klaus.
What the hell? Did that 88 shell just bounce off the back of the Jeep? I think it did.
It did.
Nice.
Clang! It was a dud, you dunce! We got a 50 caliber upgrade going on this Sherman right here, which is definitely smart.
By the way, he just got the MG upgrade on that tank. See how worthless it is.
Oh, it died already.
The guy on the top of a gun got killed because a shell hit the front armor.
Yeah, that's kind of retarded. But I mean, it could be worse. The guy could die to small arms. Oh wait, he does. Forgot. But sometimes he does last long enough to do a lot of damage, and he comes back every time you repair it. So as long as he backs this tank out, there you go. Okay. Away from... Oh, but he got a last shot in there, killed the Grenadier. Okay, maybe he was right. He got the veterancy on that tank. That's very nice. He's got... What does he got on the field now? Nice... Sepha's got 1 rifle, 1 engineer, and a Jeep at his base.
Sorry to interrupt you, Bridger. If you look right now on the right side, you'll see the medic right by the VP, and it's walking right back to that medic bunker.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
gonna see that there'll be 3 of them at that medic bunker as opposed to the normal 2. So
oh, that's interesting.
That's kind of, I don't know if you want proof, but that's kind of proof of, kind of what I was talking about earlier.
There's one missing in the middle as well. If you go see, there's one guy there.
Yep.
So they just sort of camp out at the last place they were at. Right? They just sort of camp out at the last place they are at, but they're going to respond to bodies that drop in any one of those areas?
Yeah, I believe that they just go to the closest medic bunker. So if the battle was on the right, they'll go to the one on the right. If the battle was in the middle road, it's probably a toss-up between the one, and probably be the one on the middle road. And then if it's on the left, they'll go the one on the left. But Yeah, this is dangerous flak positioning because it's pretty much lined up, and I know, pretty sure if Sepha can angle his rifleman correctly, you could probably get a flak shot off against the other flak. So you just gotta be careful with these flak.
I don't know. Does it have? I mean, I think it has the range, but you'd have to be pretty close to that flak to get the other one to shoot at it.
Yep.
You just need the right angle, and it will happen.
So he's
And
got his...
Napysik is dropping some mines in the center road. That's been the favorite spot on Angoville. That and the strat point since the beginning of time. But that flak just shot through the hedgerow, so he's got kind of this
wow, yeah,
not triangulated fire, but basically anything up the road is screwed, and anything kind of through the hedgerow. You know what I mean? The crosshairs. That's what I meant. He's got this good crosshairs going on right now.
Absolutely. So
what a good defensive player, in my opinion, would do is not shoot all, but some of the hedges to get more line of fire.
With the flak, you mean? Have it force fire.
Yeah, force fire away the obstacles. For example, the wall on the lower right. Shoot out all that off, and you get a lot more stuff to shoot at.
That's a very interesting note. Look at this. Did he just kill all the medics and it gave him XP? That's pretty crazy.
Yep. And we got a howitzer in Sepha's base, and it's a great counter to a defensive. You definitely got to get rid of that. All those bunkers will be gone, and the flak if he's not careful.
Yep, that's going to be able to fire pretty much all the way across Angoville, isn't it? I don't think, maybe it's not going to be able to hit his HQ, but pretty close.
Pretty close, yeah. I should be able to hit HQ.
Might even be able to hit his HQ?
Ahenian should know. It's his famous gold replay against Nystrom. I believe that it was positioned right in that spot, or maybe a little closer. It should be able to hit into his base, I would say. Yeah.
It probably will.
This Sherman still doesn't have that top gunner. He hasn't been able to repair it yet. That's unfortunate. And that sniper is still alive. Go Hans! Jeez, I feel like I'm rooting for this guy just because it's like, you know, he never. I don't know. Let's name him Koenig.
Yeah, if someone wants to go back and look at the replay and count how many guys, just follow the sniper.
He might just. The sniper might get veterancy without. Without actually having to get research. Oh, my God! Was that one tank shell?
Yep, that was one howitzer shell.
Oh, it was a howitzer shell. Okay, wow.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
I mean,
my tank shot that as well. Like big...
Okay.
Bridger, you are correct. That was a 1.2 version 1.2 Sherman there.
Yeah, that's quite an accurate description of the early Sherman. I mean, yeah.
Exactly.
That was a huge manpower.
That's exactly how it looked.
Now, resource-wise, the Axis are dominating this whole middle of the map. Allies are barely getting back their fuel here. So he's got pretty low on. He's got 24 fuel. And he's building a what the hell is he building? A triage center. Okay.
Triage center. Yep.
I actually have never seen a triage center being built. If I ever build one, I look away, and then by the time I come back, it's there. So I didn't recognize the dang thing. Okay, so we got more Shrek Grenadiers here, at least one Shrek. The double vet Sherman could really use some repairs. Give him this 50 cal back. Meanwhile, the Axis has taken over most of the map now. We've got Rangers able to be called in now. But he went the right side for a reason, I'm sure.
Yep, it's a perfect counter for the flak. Right side of infantry, left side defensive. But I'm just disappointed. I mean, we really haven't seen any for the Fatherland usage, and I can understand getting, you know, flak and then going for a quick flak and then fortify the perimeter. But if you don't use the early for the Fatherland, I have a real pet peeve about that. It can win you games if you use it correctly.
Yes, I guess, you know, a lot of people see that and they go, okay, well, do I want that, or do I want to be able to save up for Shreks or mines or whatever later, or in this case, medic bunkers. So I don't think he had the chance to do for the Fatherland, since a lot of the time he was cut off, like we mentioned earlier. And I don't know why he decided it would be a good idea to send Volks with bars after the Sherman, but that's what he's doing. Meanwhile, again, it's being chewed to death by the Sherman. He's got nothing. He's got one Panzerschreck over there to counter it. And he still can't repair the dang tank enough to get the gunner to come back. Just get it to full health once before you send it back into combat. Please, get that gunner back on there. He makes a huge difference.
If Napysik isn't careful, that's going to be a level 3 Sherman pretty soon.
Yeah, that's mean. That's real mean. I think level 3 gives you extra damage, doesn't it? And there's that same sniper.
Hans just scored 2 more kills.
Yeah.
It's an ace marksman, and we got the pack, which isn't cloaked, up against the Sherman on the left.
Well, it's not necessarily up against it. He's just preventing the Sherman from getting any closer. It's not really doing anything. Ping!
Flak battery just went down on the left, which isn't a huge blow because it still has 9.5%, you know what I mean. It's got like 95% of its health left.
Gotcha.
I like how these medics are like walking back slowly but surely.
Yeah. Well, this one's running. Why the hell is that one running? How did it go over there and then just run back? Did the body he was going after get gibbed or something? I don't know. Machine gun's facing the wrong way. He's got to get it out of there. There he goes. Pulling it back.
Sepha got a new sniper.
Oh, yep, there it is. I just saw it.
And the Sherman just got hit by the flak.
Yeah, 88 is back in action.
Flak. Gotta be careful with that Sherman. It's the only armor he's got on the field right now, and it's definitely doing its damage. And here comes the first war of the Fatherland, 30 minutes in.
Wow, that's going to make a huge difference. Look at all these units that are going to be able to chew up the Allies right now. Flak is hit again from the howitzer. More snipe. 2 more kills for Hans.
Hans just got his 2nd sniper kill as well.
Jesus.
The guy's on steroids.
Those rifles are getting murdered. They got double veteran C volts and grenadiers that are also having For the Fatherland on them. They are like almost a howitzer shot can land in the middle of them. They just like brush the dirt off their shoulder and go, okay, back to the war. What the heck was that? I don't know. Sherman is so low on health. Oh man.
Not a grenadier.
Where's his engineers? There they are. This is pretty ridiculous because we got 137 to 403 and the Axis player has so many units on the field. You can't even see him on the main map.
You think the medic bunker is balanced, Ian?
I don't know. Well, it's hard to say when we don't see, or I haven't seen a lot Allied players use their field medic thingy.
Because it costs fuel, doesn't it? No, wait, it doesn't cost fuel.
No, it costs 150 manpower and that's it. No upgrade or nothing. You just smack it up and it's there.
I think it's just got that stigma of, you know, yeah, this might help me later, but I don't know how long this match is going to last, so I can't spare the 150 manpower right now. But I don't know. It seems like it should be a good option all the time because if you get back 1 squad, you've won back your cost, right? But the problem is people think...
You won almost double.
Yeah.
You get 1 squad.
People think if it gets killed early, then it's worthless.
Multiple squads.
Well, I think the stigma is that it dies to small arms fire, and also it doesn't have an alternative purpose. Like
Grenadier grenade?
You can put a MG inside of a bunker early on, and it really increases its survivability.
That's
so
true.
For basically the same cost, but you know, then the bunker takes a lot more time to get the a little bit more time to get the upgrade. So
these riflemen are about to be owned again. There's more For the Fatherland. They're still doing some decent damage. How much does the allied player here, Sepha, need grenades right now? Or how much could that have helped him along this whole time? Look at these riflemen. Barely gonna make it out. Barely gonna make it out.
Definitely, I think if you would have invested in grenades early on, before level 2 vet came around, and used that 200 munitions on that first instead of on that first howitzer blast by the hay bales on the left strap point, it could have made a big difference. But you know, we'll never know. But that's kind of my thoughts on it. If he was going to do it, by the time level 2 vet comes around, probably not worth it. What do you think, Ian?
I don't know, but grenades would have pretty much helped here. Bars haven't done a lot this game. Not a lot of suppression and not a lot of gangbangs.
Well, he was at PopCap until he lost that engineer squad. because he's got nothing on the field right now that he can, you know, he's got 3 points. And he's got to take back 1 or 2 more to start building some more units. But a Croc and a Sherman, completely the perfect counter for what's going on here. Completely.
Yep.
At least to take back everything that isn't covered by a flak.
Yeah, and the Sherman has level 3 veterancy right now, and has the gunner on top.
Finally.
So, that's Shermans don't get more powerful than that.
At least against infantry.
Unless you get the mine flail.
I love the mind flail. Actually, the mind flail would be actually a pretty good counter this game. You see, if you look at how Nappy, his name's Nappy now. You can see how he's using his infantry. It's a big chunk of infantry.
It's a horde.
You can put a mind flail on a Sherman, drive right into their face and drop it, and everything will go in bits.
Yeah. You can't fire a Panzerschreck unless you're standing still, and you can't stand still if a mine flail is coming down, barreling down at you. That would be awesome.
Favorite tactic in team.
The gunner's gone in the first shot again.
And then the coup de grace is you run in with an M10 while they're trying to avoid the mine flail and run them all over.
Yeah, right?
Well, it's really my favorite tactic in team games with allies. Get a mine flail right in their face and drop it.
Yeah,
that's
like
the trick to it. You don't deploy it before.
Because it goes slower.
You drive right on them and then drop it. It will slice them if the animation is going.
I do like watching the mine flail do its action. I've done that in a single-player campaign. And is Hans still doing more stuff? He's sniping the howitzer squad. Oh no! Oh no! This could be the end for Hans. He's running. Go Hans! Go!
He gets away.
One shot, the Jeep dies. Hans lives. Hans lives. It's the coup de grace here, as the Axis player just continues to dominate this game after, after the victory points got down to 137 against him.
Yeah, I definitely think that sniper is, if Nappy wins this game, it's gonna be the, he must have killed, God, at least 50 freaking guys already. It must be.
Now,
I mean, taking out that howitzer crew is really vital.
Yeah.
Even to stop it for just a moment. Plus, it kills the veterancy on it when you reman it.
Oh yeah, it does.
That's a big plus. What do you think, Ian? Do you think he should have rushed in there with
off-map
something
combat
and taken it out? Maybe some Grens or something?
Well, that howitzer is only bad for him. And we've seen what it's done. It's destroying all his bunkers and killing his crews and everything. Killing that If Sepha wins this in some form or way, it's the howitzer.
Oh
and,
no!
Off-map combat group, 2 M10s, lovely as always.
2 M8s, you mean?
M8s rather, pardon.
And wow, oh man, even with For the Fatherland on, you got 2 machine guns and a crocodile and 2 M8s and a rifle squad bearing down on you. Even with For the Fatherland, you cannot fight against 2 machine guns and a croc and a regular Sherman. That was obliteration right there.
Yeah, that was a huge mistake. I think he was doing great up until that point.
I don't think he expected quite so many things. I think off-map combat group actually surprised him.
Yeah, let's just hope that bunker can hold the VP for a little bit longer, so the VPs don't start counting down again in Sepha's favor.
We're at 37 minutes, and we still got quite a while to go, so we'll see exactly how this eventually really does end up. 5 guys left in this one squad that I guess went over to try and damage the observation post here, but wind up being roasted. It's barbecue time, and Fritz is serving it up.
Yeah, I think we were talking about this a while back, in that MGs, when there's the more squads that are there, the more damage it does. And definitely, I think that the MG.
No, they got Hans. No, Khan. That's right. The driver of that M8
Hans
is
died.
named Khan. Hans died. M8 to the face. Let's all have a moment of silence. Oh, he's gone. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, so I think that the MG there really did. I mean, Allied MGs are known for doing crazy amounts of damage, but not having great suppression. But definitely did his damage work there.
Yeah, I just, you totally, oh, here he goes, he's charging! He's charging!
Right
yeah! No, the triple veterancy! Oh!
That was
See,
not worth it.
I can't understand why a Sherman with triple veterancy, meaning it's got faster movement speed, does not run those guys over, but an M8, an M10 does. What's that about? There's got to be something weird with the M10, because I know that Sherman was going at least as fast as an M10 right there.
Ahinian, what's your thoughts on the M8s in the upper right-hand corner?
I think they're looking sexy right there. They're doing a lot of stuff. Because one of those M8s have gun blown. Does look like it.
Yeah.
Left one.
Yeah, it looks like the gun's missing.
Yep.
and the bloody shielding on top of the soldier is missing as well.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we've got a Panzerschreck here too.
There was
like, that's
one
going to be useful.
above them earlier when they came in.
But you know that M8 is responsible for the killing of Hans, so we have to give them some credit.
We should nuke those for killing him.
Don't give him credit, just nuke him. All right.
It's interesting he decided to move his bunker into a different position. Maybe he realized that Sepha's getting wise to where that bunker position is. One of the things I could say that he definitely should have done a long time ago was get level 3 veterancy. I mean, there really wasn't... I mean, he's got total map control. I mean, resource-wise, he's got about almost 600 fuel. He's got a good amount of munitions, even though that has nothing to do with veterancy. But, you know, what I'm trying to say is his income was good. There's no reason why he shouldn't have got level 3 vet and gave another 20% health to all of his squads.
The Horde is charging. Look at this. They're just chasing him. Now, he's still got one machine gun here, which is going to be useful against this Horde, if he ever has to go up against it. But again, anytime he brings his vehicles in here, they're going to get owned. But here, let's try. He's got him pinned by the machine gun. Double veterancy as it walks up. Flaming these guys at close range.
No munitions.
He doesn't have enough munitions for it?
Oh,
wow.
He decided to use a rocket artillery instead, which didn't do anything.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that For the Fatherland would have saved him that much. Might have saved him enough to kill that croc.
I would have unsuppressed him, to say the least.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got something else building here. Oh, we've got another croc building, but he's at pop caps. So what he really needs to do is just come over here and take this strat point so he can get his other croc to pop out. Because 2 crocs are probably going to run in there and wipe out those Panzerschreck units real quick. And if he can kill all those Panzerschrecks and then take the Panzerschrecks, that'd be nice. Then he really, like, just owning this game up right after that. What is that? Pushing up daisies, heavy infantry destroyed? Did he just kill a grenadier squad or something? I don't know. That was weird.
Yeah, that howitzer is definitely the bane.
Where is it?
Bane
There
of
it is.
Nappy's existence.
Yeah. And there's only one of them. Imagine if Sepha got another one. He's got enough resources for it too. He really needs to get a frickin' point so he can pop out his other crocodile here. Just take this point right here. Come on, Sepha. I know you want to. Nothing's guarding that one strat point. Except a couple of flaks. But actually, I don't think the flaks can reach this strat point, can they? I think that's too far even for the flak. He's pushing hard now on the right-hand side. He just wants to take that victory point. But again,
he's making another flak on the right, which again is really dangerous in that position. It could potentially take a direct shot from the flag.
Oh, from the other flag. Nice grenade! Oh, obliterates the Volk squad. That's what he needed. That's gonna help a lot.
From the Grenadiers just took out that MG, so it was about a trade-off right there.
Okay.
3 medics coming in.
Yeah, look at this. And we've got an AT gun about to be flanked from the crocodile here. Unless the crocodile runs right in front of it. Nope. Well done. Oh, no.
I like how Nappy is rewarding his elite veterancy by shelling his ass.
Where? He dropped down rocket artillery somewhere?
I like his style.
Okay.
Oh my god, and the flak just got
Sepha,
killed
okay.
by the flak.
It did! Really? Oh, you're right. That is dangerous because they can one-shot each
laugh
other.
out loud, being to it.
So where would you suggest it? Maybe on the other side of this house. Wouldn't be bad.
Something like that, yeah.
Just don't put them within range of each other.
Yeah, flaks are just dangerous in general to have two of them, you know, being able to shoot each other, and you definitely paid for it that way.
Oh, jeez, but look at the range on those
I
things.
would have probably put it somewhere between the right fuel and the right high munitions. The above one. Above the hedges, north of it.
Oh, if he had
Somewhere
that control of that area?
Yeah.
And now he's remanning the flak on the left without anything to protect it. He's putting up another bunker. Although I think that that's probably the 10th bunker we've seen. I think it's definitely starting to take its toll in manpower. Certainly the winners of this game for me were the howitzer and then of course Hans, the sniper.
Wow, they destroyed the 88 with small arms fire?
No, he threw a grenade at it.
Oh,
and
he
right
threw a grenade at it. I didn't
before
see the grenade.
The other flak shot a shell right in it.
Oh, the other flak killed that one too?
Yo, he killed it to about 5%, and then he threw a grenade at the field, and it just went boom.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So flaks are gone, which means he's free to send his M8s in there if he really wanted to. A grenade right here would be good too. Oh, a counter grenade first. 2 grenades. Wow. They managed to avoid it and gain veterancy at the same time.
Both players need to be careful about the VPs at this point, but I think Sepha definitely doesn't have to worry about it quite as much as Nappy does.
Yeah, he's finally got room. Actually, no, he's still at pop cap right now because he still hasn't really taken anything. He took one strat point so far. 2 strat points, actually, from before. And, oh, nice movement out of there from another grenade. That's a mistake I always make. You have to pay attention to these really close infantry battles. You cannot take any time to go and, you know, micro something else over here or tell your guys to do something. Because in that half a second, he's going to be throwing a grenade and you're going to miss it and it's going to destroy all your squads. You just, look at all these dead guys, though. And look at, we're going to get a couple of free squads here. There's still 1 bunker remaining out of all of those medic bunkers so far.
And I think that Napysik thought that the early sniper paid off so well for him and was winning him the game for so long that now he has to build another sniper when he's only got 3 squads on the field.
Hans Mark II.
Hans's clone.
Yeah. We kept his DNA and we sent her to the German scientists. Uh-oh. We got a howitzer going off.
Oh man, just killed the crew. 1 shot.
Oh, of the flak down here. That's where he's going. Okay.
Yeah.
Sepha's making a pretty big comeback now. And we've got...
Now the
I don't know
M8s
why.
actually have a use.
Yeah,
Take down the bunker.
I don't know why... Now we got a medic just sitting there. I don't know why he would pick up a Panzerschreck with the, I guess just to keep it from his enemy, I guess. That's not a bad reason.
Yeah. I mean, I think really in this replay you had, well, of course, the sniper and then the howitzer, but also I think in the long run, the manpower that Sepha was losing, you know, from maybe losing a tank here or there, compared to, you know, an all-infantry strategy, I think really is what paid off if he does indeed win this game. It's just, you know, you're constantly losing manpower as opposed to just being able to repair it back up.
Yeah,
Triple
veterancy rifle.
Played a role.
Hans is going to take another shot. There it is. Hans Mark II, living up to the original's name. Got a damaged engine on that Croc somehow. Another off-map combat group gets an M10. He can crush things now. Awesome. Off-map combat group is actually perfect for this game because he's countering so much infantry.
Yeah.
So those machine guns have actually helped him out pretty well. I think without that last off-map combat group, Sepha would have been in big trouble. He got a big win when those machine guns opened up and killed a ton of guys.
Yeah, that last first off-map combat group really.
Hans
really
finishes
paid
off a squad. I think he's just paid back his manpower.
Was that the 88 misfiring? I don't think it actually fired.
It can't
There we go,
quite
now
see
it's
the M10 behind the building there. It's not a bad place for it.
Yeah, I think it had the shot,
Oh, there it is.
the line of fire, I guess you could call it, just a second there, and then it kind of did the misfiring thing that happens sometimes. Haven't seen that on an 88 before.
All right, so Sepha's now got control of 3 victory points, so we've got less than probably 4 minutes or so before this game is over, unless the Axis player, Nappy, comes back with something here. He's got the ability to take out this M10. There it goes. Saves the medic bunker. That's going to be, it could be big. That could be big. Machine gun is still chewing up his squads, though. He's got no way to take that out. I mean, do you think it was a mistake not to tech up to at least tier 2 or tier 3 and get some kind of thing, something like a Puma or something here?
You mean 3 or 4? Yeah, I was just thinking that myself. I mean, he's definitely was doing a tier 2 with flak strategy, but I just don't think against infantry company that was working too well. But definitely, I mean, why not go up to 4 and get a Panther out? I guess it's just way too expensive.
Wow!
I mean, he got so many free Grenadier squads, certainly the manpower to tech up was basically free.
So yeah, well, I've been too busy looking at shit dying than thinking about that right now. Sorry.
Those Panzerschrecks actually did a pretty good job of wiping out that machine gun. 2 Panzerschrecks and a couple of shots from the Volks there, and it's just like, boom, dead. But wow, very good comeback from Sepha there, and prior to that, very good comeback from Nappy. It looked like Sepha was doing a pretty good job early. And explosions as the Panzerschrecks just blow up those guys' boxes. That poor farmer, he's gonna have to buy all those boxes again. Don't these guys care about the French countryside that they are leaving in ruins? Doesn't anybody care? If you do, please send help to 1-800. No, okay. Not much time left now. We've got a base rush with the Croc. The flak's held up for a good long time, but Howitzer was ultimately the end result there. And I can't believe that Howitzer's doesn't have any veterancy anymore, but in the 80, let me see. Are both M8s still left from that first off map? I only see one. I think there was another one that got killed at some
one
point.
got killed in the middle, you can see it's wrecked.
Oh, yep, there it is. It was blowing up the bunker there. It got hit by the flak. I still can't believe that Hans was saved from death by the flak, killing the Jeep in the one shot. That was awesome. Oh, yeah. That was a classic moment. I got to get that and save it and what have you. So, what did you guys think of the match?
It was good. It was rather interesting to see that many medic bunkers. But yeah, I'll let the Hunian take this one, I suppose, first.
Well, I don't know. It felt a bit messy and all with Howitzer. I think the Howitzer has this kind of effect on it, and it starts blowing shit up all over the place. And it makes everything messy because you start.
Makes for good spectator sport. That's
guy.
what I say. Good for spectating. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for spectating you, but it gets all messy.
And we were really rooting for Hans to survive the whole game. Even if I don't care if the Axis lost. If Hans was able to survive, hide behind the HQ or something, that would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
He could go all the way, you know. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. So, Axis versus Allies. Turns out the Allies win. Good job to both players. Sepha, fantastic job countering that massive amount of infantry spam with the medic bunkers that basically allowed the Axis player to just have these hordes of infantry go up against vehicles and infantry and bars and what have you, and just come back again and again and again. So medic bunkers actually worked out really well. You know, I was thinking about when you were talking about allied, what do they call the allied medic tents or first aid something? Aid stations, that's right. I was thinking about that, and the thing is that allies, something about something. Okay, no, actually, I don't remember. It's gone now. I'm sorry. The thought has disappeared. I thought of a reason why the Allies don't use aid stations quite as much, and now I can't remember. Oh, they're more mobile in general because the way rifle spam works, you can move around a lot, whereas the Axis are obviously more defensive-oriented a lot of the time. You know, obviously with the Flak 88s in this case, and with, you know, MGs and all kinds of other stuff. And because if you're not going weapons support center, you don't have that same kind of defensive firepower. If you put up an aid station, there's not a great amount of chance, not as great an amount of chance as the Allies that you're going to be able to stay there and defend it. Considering Allied strategy, a lot of the time revolves around riflemen, you know, retreating, advancing, you know, so you retreat whenever you're in trouble, and then you come back and you try and flank whatever was causing you a problem. So
yeah, but
then you're leaving the aid station open to being destroyed.
Yeah, but that gives me the idea that you can try putting an aid station right beside where Sepha had his howitzer. Aid stations and medic bunks, they have a huge range, and rifles were dying a bit all over the place. So if you put an aid station like there at 20-minute mark, by 40 minutes, it's probably going to save enough for a squad or 2 or 3.
That's a good point.
And you can easily defend it at your base.
Yep. That's true.
Fair
Put it at the top
yeah.
of this hedge or something. It's probably going to be safe.
Yeah,
I agree. But it was an interesting match. Certainly, seeing that many medic bunkers for me was interesting, and the way that Napysik was kind of manipulating them, so to speak, and having, you know, multiple medics, say 3 medics at once, go back. Was kind of cool, something you don't see in every replay. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen a replay where there's more than 1 medic bunker on the field you know, outside of a team game, at least in a 1v1. I think it was pretty well played. There was, you know, a good classic back and forth game on Angoville. I think the turning point probably was that first off-map combat group, not necessarily the off-map combat group itself, but just the situation that arose out of it, where Napysik chose to charge that position, and effectively lost probably something like 1,000 manpower because of it.
Yeah.
I just don't think after that he could really rally up enough forces. And then also, you know, Sepha didn't go motor pool. He decided to go weapon support center, try to delay with that up into tank depot, and like I said earlier, over time, definitely the loss of manpower as opposed to just being able to repair it really hurt.
Yeah,
also,
machine guns turned out to be obviously very perfect counter for a grenadier with Panzerschrecks and Volksgrenadier spam. You know, normally Allied machine guns aren't so great because you're not necessarily facing the same kind of hordes of grenadiers and Volks as you are as Axis facing the hordes of riflemen in a bunch of games. But in this game, this is one of those games where the Allied machine gun can actually be very useful and turned out to work very well for Sepha.
And I think also Napysik could have teched up to tier 4. And Henian, every time he turns on his mic, you hear that for some reason. But
it sounds like
but I definitely think he could have teched up. I mean, the old strat was tier 2 to 4 for a reason, and definitely there's a big gap, and the risky gap is between that time. But if you don't have a game plan, or maybe that was his game plan, but he just wasn't able to execute it because of you know, maybe Sepha's howitzer or whatnot. But definitely you got to get tier 4, even just to have 1 tank, you know, mobile. You know, make it a Panther. Make it a Panzer IV or something, but more likely a Panther would have helped out against the Croc. At least been a big enough deterrent, especially because you had no motor pool on the field, and you weren't going to be facing any AT guns, and the only AT that Sepha really had was Shermans for the most part. So
yeah.
Certainly, I certainly think tier 4. Now, Henian dodged the question earlier because he, of course, loves these explosions, but. Do you think teching up to tier 4 might have been decent? Feel free to disagree, because I'm sure we do disagree on this. It's up to you.
Well, I think that having a tank on the field is it's just overall good to have a tank. It gives you a lot of options, and sometimes makes you easier to play. It can be hard to play purely infantry. I know this from experience from the first beta. I went infantry only. And it got really hard to assault some places without a tank because you got suppressed and you got fired on. And with a tank, it's a lot easier. And I think going tier 4 and getting a tank of some kind to give you a bit more staying power and more assault power might have paid off in a positive direction.
What do you think, Bridger?
Yeah, I think definitely getting a Panzer IV would have really helped him here at some point. I mean, he didn't have to get it really early. He was doing pretty well, and at that time where he had like 3 VPs, or he had 2 VPs and he was holding, and Sepha had to be constantly retreating, I think he probably could have squeezed enough manpower in there over time to slowly tech up and then to build a Panzer command and get a tank out there. Because there's a lot of times when, like you said, if the Allies have to worry about a tank, they've got a lot more things to consider. Do they upgrade sticky bombs? Do they spend their munitions on sticky bombs? Do they sacrifice their riflemen charging in there to deliver the sticky bombs? Or do they have to charge their tanks in, closer to the flak, or closer to the Panzerschrecks, and fire at the tank instead of trying to concentrate on wiping out the Panzerschreck grenadiers? Because if that Sherman has nothing to worry about except for grenadiers, it can fire directly on the grenadiers, not have to worry about anything else. If the riflemen don't have to worry about anything but protecting their tank by killing the grenadiers, they're not sticking anything. If you got a tank, it distracts your opponent from doing a lot of other things because he has to deal with that tank.
Right, and also one thing to add is all those tanks that got away with barely any health, a real quick Panther coming in to finish them off over and over again. Panthers are pretty quick, and they shoot really far. I believe they have the longest shot of any tank in the game, and they're not too bad when it comes to armor, and they pack a pretty decent punch. And even though they cost a crap load of fuel, he had like 700 fuel at the end of that game. So I don't think it would have been too much of an issue, to get that. But I have one final thought, which I'll add now, and if you want to close out the show, or if anyone else has any final thoughts, just want to say congratulations to Guy, who I was playing, kind of teaching the ropes and opposing fronts about a week ago, which I gave this shout out in last week's episode when he was going to get married. But I just wanted to give him a shout out. He was a really cool guy. It was fun to play opposing fronts with him. And he's Mark GSI on the forums, aka Dwarfy is his in-game name. And congrats on getting married this weekend. So I just thought I would say that. He posted up some wedding pictures. If you know him, didn't see the thread, go ahead and take a look at it. He's a really nice guy, and I just thought I should give him a quick shout out. If no one cares, well, I care. So there we go.
Awesome. All right, I guess that wraps up the show for today. Episode number 44 is done. We are almost at our year mark. Almost at our anniversary for Tales of Heroes start sometime in September here. I'm going to have to go back and check the archives and find out exactly when the first show was. 44 is pretty... We only missed about 3 weeks out of the whole year, so we're coming up pretty soon. Probably in episode number 49 or something. It's going to be our anniversary episode. It's going to be awesome. Going to have some cool stuff for you, hopefully, if I have the time to do it. Not going to want to miss it. So send us your replays to talesof@gamefire.com, TALESOF @gamefire.com. And I don't have anything to tell you specifically, but I can tell you we've got some cool stuff in the think tank being worked on what we're going to do with Tales of Heroes in the future. We got some cool extra stuff that potentially will be worked into giving you more content. More content, not just for subscribers, but for regular guys too. So stay tuned to Tales of Heroes here on the GameFire Network, www.gamefire.com. For Ahenian and Vittensby, I am Bridger signing off. Thank you guys for watching.